regardless of doubt, regardless of failure, regardless of being overlooked, underestimated, misunderstood. Because every great builder, every world changer, every name you study, they were ignored before they were celebrated. They were laughed at before they were followed. They were doubted before they were praised. But their minds were already decided. That's what you need, a decided mind. One that doesn't beg for permission. One that doesn't flinch in the face of no. One that already knows the answer. Because it decided before the world even had a chance to speak. Let people call you obsessed. Let them roll their eyes. Let them doubt your path. They're supposed to. That's how you know you're doing it right. Because the trained mind isn't here for applause. It's here for results. The trained mind doesn't need to be understood. It just needs to execute. And that's what separates you from the pack. They react. You respond. They doubt. You decide. They wish. You become. Stillness is your power, not apathy, not numbness, but a deep, unshakable stillness, the kind forged in purpose, not ego. You'll know you've trained your mind when you no longer over-explain. You no longer seek to impress. You no longer need loudness to feel important. You've become sovereign. You think before you speak. You pause before you react. You observe before you judge. And because of that, your power grows in silence. You move like a king who needs no crown, like a queen who carries no armor, because her confidence is the shield. There will come a moment, not once, but many times, where the world will try to break you. And if your mind is untrained, it will. It won't break you all at once. It doesn't need to. It will chip away at your focus, your faith, your fire. One small distraction, one loud opinion, one failed attempt at a time. And before you know it, you're not living. You're reacting. You're not building. You're surviving. You become a slave to the very world you were meant to lead. But there's a way out. There's a discipline so sharp, it cuts through chaos. There's a power so silent, the world doesn't even notice it, until it can't ignore you anymore. It's called mental sovereignty, emotional independence, mindset mastery. And once you have it, you become untouchable. Think of the strongest people you admire. Not the loud ones, not the ones obsessed with being seen, the real ones. The ones who walk into rooms and say nothing, but still own the energy. Why? Because their power isn't in their noise, it's in their control. Dale Carnegie said it simply, "It isn't what you have, or who you are, or where you are, or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about it." Read that again. It is what you think about it. Everything. Your confidence, your peace, your ability to lead and rise and persist. It all flows from one place, the state of your mind. The untrained mind sees threat in discomfort. The untouchable mind sees growth. The untrained mind reacts. The untouchable mind responds. The untrained mind begs for validation. The untouchable mind operates from truth, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. This isn't motivation. This is war. A war for your focus. A war for your energy. A war for your identity. Because the world will try to tell you who you are until you decide for yourself. You want to win? Then stop training your body while your mind stays soft. Stop talking about change while your thoughts stay caged. Because no external victory will last if your internal world is still under siege. So how do you train your mind? It starts with clarity. Clarity is a weapon. When you know who you are and what you want, the noise becomes irrelevant. Most people don't fail from lack of talent. They fail from lack of focus. They chase trends instead of purpose. They react to life instead of designing it. They've never asked, what do I actually want? Who do I need to become to deserve it? What thoughts no longer belong in my future? The mind, left untrained, becomes a museum of old thoughts, outdated beliefs, and inherited fears. Your job, every day, is to clean house. Throw out anything that doesn't serve the vision, because you can't build an empire on broken thoughts. And once you have clarity, you must guard it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Guard your inputs. Who are you listening to? Who are you allowing to shape your perspective? Most people are broke mentally because they're tuned into fear. They bathe in gossip, scroll through garbage, soak in scarcity, and wonder why their confidence is crumbling. Edison didn't build the future by asking the crowd what they thought. Lincoln didn't preserve a nation by reacting to public opinion. They had clarity, and they protected it with steel discipline. So must you. Discipline isn't a routine. It's a mindset. It says, I don't need to feel like it. I just need to do it. It says, I refuse to let short-term feelings sabotage long-term power. You don't rise when you feel strong. You rise when you're tired and uncertain and afraid, and you still move forward. Train your mind to ignore the whispers of weakness, because they'll come. They'll say, rest a little more. They'll say, you've done enough. They'll say, it's not worth it. But the untouchable mind doesn't wait for silence. It acts in the noise. It moves through the storm. And when the storm passes, it's the only thing left standing. Now listen closely. No one is coming to save you. This world does not reward potential. It rewards proof. And the only proof that matters is persistence. Your ability to move regardless,